Across the scarred, obsidian plains, a shimmer of impossible light tears. A shadowed sky open. This new rift pulses with an unnatural geometry. Unlike the raw chaos, Tiamat now commanded. It is a deliberate, calculated aperture, crafted by ancient, unseen hands from beyond the known. From its depths, a form coalesces not of flesh or scale, but pure, shifting energy. The air chills with its arrival, a silent hum vibrating through the very stones of the world. This entity, cloaked in fractal luminescence, resembles a sentinel of cosmic law and order. Its presence is a cold, piercing gaze, assessing the ravaged landscape with detached calculation. Tiamat, perched atop her jagged throne of conquered earth, feels its alien consciousness approach. A flicker of ancient recognition crosses her serpentine features, a memory of distant, cosmic wars. The envoy, for such it seems, possesses no mouth, yet its intent radiates with chilling clarity. It stands before her throne, a pillar of pure light, reflecting the desolation it now surveys. Whispers of forgotten stars seem to emanate from its form, speaking to Tiamat as a primal mind. Her powerful gaze narrows, assessing this unexpected visitor from the Conclave's fractured remnants. The air crackles with unspoken tension, a silent challenge between two formidable, ancient powers. This is no mere construct. It holds an echo of true sentience, a high-ranking emissary indeed. Its fractal cloak shifts, revealing glimpses of intricate, impossible circuitry beneath the light. Tiamat's massive claws lightly tap her throne, a predator's subtle acknowledgement of a new threat. The emissary emits no sound, yet its message begins to resonate directly within Tiamat's mind. A language of pure thought, translated by the Worldwalker's lingering influence, now unfolds. Its voice is a chorus of distant echoes, 1,000 minds speaking as one, yet distinctly cold. Empress of the Rift Crown, the alien consciousness projects, its words devoid of all emotion. Your ascent has been observed. Your expansion across nodes has been meticulously recorded. Tiamat's multiple heads subtly shift, each pair of eyes focusing on the shimmering entity before her. The Conclave, once thought shattered, now shows its resilience, its capacity for unforeseen strategies. We acknowledge the shift in cosmic balance your unique crown has precipitated. The envoy continues. The chaotic instability you harnessed now threatens the very fabric of our multiversal structure. Dark amusement flickers, recognizing the Conclave's veiled admission of its own weakness. The envoy's fractal form seems to ripple, a subtle indication of its complex, internal processing. Our previous protocols for pruning rogue nodes are, in your case, prohibitively inefficient now. A sharp, almost imperceptible surge of power emanates from Tiamat, testing the envoy's resolve. The Conclave emissary stands unwavering, its luminous form holding steady against the dragon's might. Therefore, the collective thought projects, a new paradigm, a different approach, is necessitated. Tiamat's curiosity is piqued, a dangerous glint in her ancient, reptilian eyes reflecting the light. The Conclave, masters of cosmic order, now proposes a deviation from their sacred, established laws. We offer a covenant, a pact forged, not in subjugation, but in mutual strategic benefit. Empress. The words hang in the heavy air, a strange concept for the ancient dragon, accustomed only to conquest. She considers the implications, the sudden shift in the Conclave's long-standing, unwavering stance. Your realm, your fused world, has become a nexus of considerable power and unpredictable influence. This power, if properly directed, could serve the greater multiversal stability and your own reign. Tiamat's gaze drifts to the Rift Crown, glowing faintly upon her brow, the source of her new dominion. The envoy's proposal hints at a legitimization she had never sought, only seized through brute force. Help us prune other unstable nodes, the Conclave's voice echoes. Worlds that spiral into self-destruction, threatening the delicate balance of the rift web. A wave of potential futures washes over Tiamat's mind, visions of sanctioned, orderly expansion. In return, the envoy projects, its light intensifying slightly. We will recognize your burgeoning empire. Your domain shall be acknowledged as a legitimate sovereign hub within the multiversal order. Empress. The offer is an intoxicating whisper of power, a validation from the very architects of cosmic law. Tiamat, the devourer of worlds, now faces a path toward becoming an accepted, if fearsome, ruler. Her ambition, boundless and ancient, finds a new, perhaps more insidious, avenue for growth. The Conclave's proposal, cloaked in logic and necessity, is a profound challenge to her primal nature. She considers the vast, untamed cosmos a tapestry of worlds ripe for either conquest or governance. The idea of wielding the crown not just for chaos, but for a structured, sanctioned expansion entices. To be recognized, to have her dominion legitimized by the cosmic powers, is a potent temptation. Her mind's race, processing the intricate layers of this unexpected diplomatic overture from the Conclave. The envoy stands patiently, a silent monument to the Conclave's cold, calculating resolve and patience. Tiamat's scales shimmer under the strange light, reflecting the internal storm of her conflicting desires. The promise of official sanction to conquer other worlds resonates deeply within her ancient, imperial heart. No longer merely a rogue force, but an acknowledged power. Her reach would extend with cosmic blessing. The Conclave, once a nemesis, now offers a partnership. However fragile and self-serving their motives, we offer more than mere recognition. The envoy projects, sensing her deep, calculating consideration. We provide invaluable gate intelligence, pathways to nodes hidden from your current perception. Visions of shimmering new rifts, stable and ripe for passage, flash through Tiamat's mind's eye. Coordinates of rival rift kings and queens who oppose both your rule and our established order. This revelation sparks a predatory gleam in Tiamat's eyes. New rivals, new territories, new conquests. The Conclave understands her nature, offering not peace, but a more efficient path to dominance. The lure of expanded knowledge, of strategic advantage, is a powerful hook for the ancient dragon. Her domain could swell beyond imagination, guided by the Conclave's vast, multiversal data archives. The prospect of eliminating other Rift Kings, who challenge her and the Conclave, is profoundly appealing. She sees a chessboard of worlds, now illuminated with strategic targets, not just chaotic possibilities. The envoy's light pulsates subtly, a silent prompt for her decision, a gentle pressure in the cold air. These alliances, though born of necessity, could reshape the multiversal landscape forever, with her at its heart. Tiamat's colossal form shifts on her throne, a tremor of rising power rippling through the dark stone. The Conclave, in its desperation, has offered her the very keys to a more structured, vast empire. Her ambition now has a roadmap, a blueprint for domination beyond mere brute force and chaotic rifts. The cold, logical offer resonates with a part of her that craves ultimate, unchallenged authority. She envisions legions of her newly conscripted forces marching through stable, pre-scouted gates. The Conclave's vast network of information, once a threat, now becomes a tool for her own expansion. A faint, almost imperceptible smile plays across one of her draconian maws, a chilling sign of acceptance. The envoy's light flickers, perhaps in response to her internal, silent agreement, or mere calculation. She lifts a massive head, her eyes burning with newfound imperial resolve, gazing into the cosmic expanse. The implications of this pact are monumental, altering the very nature of her multiversal crusade. She sees herself not merely as a destroyer, but as a sovereign, a queen of a new cosmic order. The Conclave's desperation has become her opportunity, a gilded cage for her boundless, dark ambition. This is a pact with the devil, yet Tiamat believes she is the greater, more cunning demon in this exchange. Her power will grow, sanctioned and guided, consuming worlds with an unprecedented, terrible efficiency. The Conclave Envoy remains motionless, awaiting a verbal or mental confirmation of the proposed alliance. Tiamat's thoughts solidify, a decision made in the crucible of ambition and pragmatic ruthlessness. She will use their knowledge, their guidance, until their usefulness wanes, then devour them too. A cold, determined nod from her central head conveys her acceptance of the chilling, strategic offer. The envoy's light brightens significantly, a silent acknowledgement of the new, dangerous agreement. Across the scorched plains, a shadow of unease falls as the Conclave's influence takes root. Meanwhile, Far from Tiamat's throne, deep within his volcanic valley, Rex feels a distant, wrong tremor. A primal instinct of deep-seated hatred for the Conclave stirs within the colossal Tyrannosaurus. He senses the intrusion, a cold, alien presence encroaching upon his established, brutal territory. His massive head lifts, sniffing the acrid air for the source of this unwelcome, unsettling disturbance. A faint, silvery shimmer catches his eye, a small, intricate construct humming near a jagged rock formation. It is a conclave relay, a tiny, glowing beacon of their pervasive, calculating observation network. Rex's eyes narrow to furious slits, a guttural growl rumbling deep within his immense chest cavity. The very sight of their technology ignites a primal, unyielding rage within the monstrous predator. He remembers their relentless hunts, their cold attempts to prune him from existence in countless worlds. This small, innocuous device represents everything he despises: order, control, and invasive surveillance. Witasuthin, explosive roar that shakes the valley floor. Rex surges forward, a living, primeval engine. His colossal footsteps thunder across the volcanic ash, each stride a testament to his untamed power. The ground trembles violently as he closes the distance, a whirlwind of ancient fury and raw might. The tiny conclave relay pulses faster, detecting the imminent, overwhelming threat, but offers no defense. Rex lowers his enormous head, his jaws unhinging to reveal rows of razor-sharp gleaming teeth. He snaps down with devastating force, the metallic hum of the relay instantly silenced by his bite. The delicate construct shatters into 1,000 sparkling fragments, crushed to dust between his mighty jaws. He then slams his massive foot down, grinding the remaining debris into the scorched earth with brutal finality. A triumphant, defiant roar tears through the valley, a declaration of his absolute, wild sovereignty. No conclave presence will be tolerated within his domain. No subtle intrusion will go unpunished. His rage slowly subsides, leaving behind a simmering, watchful vigilance against further alien trespass. He is a force of untamed nature, utterly incompatible with the Conclave's cold, calculating order. Meanwhile, the World Walker, observing from the periphery, grapples with the Conclave's sudden overture. They perceive the inherent benefits, a reduction in blind, destructive chaos across the riftweb, more structured interactions, perhaps even a semblance of predictable rules governing multiversal travel and conquest could emerge. Yet, the chilling memory of the Conclave's pruning cruelty, their wholesale erasure of worlds, lingers. The Worldwalker understands the cold utilitarian logic behind their actions, but recoils from the brutality. They are caught between two formidable, morally ambiguous powers, neither truly benevolent nor wholly evil. Tiamat's ambition is raw and consuming. The Conclave's order is sterile and ruthlessly efficient. The Worldwalker's role shifts, unwillingly, into that of a mediator, a bridge between two cosmic titans. They see the potential for disaster, but also a slim chance for a more stable, if uncomfortable, future. Their ancient wisdom weighs the delicate balance, the precarious dance between chaos and oppressive order. The Conclave's proposal is a poisoned chalice, offering power and structure at a steep, moral cost. Tiamat's acceptance means a new era, one where her conquests are sanctioned, her empire recognized. The Worldwalker feels the immense responsibility of navigating this treacherous, shifting political landscape. Their presence, once a guide, now becomes a reluctant arbiter in this cosmic game of power and survival. Tiamat, having accepted the Conclave's proposal, now deliberates the first joint operation with the Envoy. The Conclave suggests a trial mission, a demonstration of the newfound alliance's effectiveness and shared goals. The target, a small, hyper-chaotic feral node, devoid of any discernible civilization or sentient life. This world is a maelstrom of berserker monsters, creatures of pure instinct and destructive power. The Conclave labels it a cleanup operation, a necessary pruning of a dangerously unstable, self-consuming reality. Tiamat finds the prospect intriguing, a world of pure, unbridled savagery, a true test of her dominion. Her multiple heads murmur with anticipation, eager to unleash their destructive might upon new prey. The Conclave Envoy projects images of the node. Jagged, shifting landscapes, choked with monstrous flora. Hordes of multi-limbed chitinous beasts rampage across blood-red plains, locked in perpetual, brutal combat. The atmosphere is toxic. The skies perpetually storm-racked. A world consumed by its own savage ecology. This is a world beyond saving. A cancerous growth in the multiversal fabric, according to the Conclave. Tiamat sees a proving ground, a chance to flex her power under the Conclave's watchful, calculating gaze. The Rift Crown hums faintly on her brow, eager to channel her will into this new, chaotic dimension. She agrees to the trial, a single joint operation to demonstrate the efficacy of their new, unholy pact. The Envoy provides precise gate coordinates, a stable, refined aperture leading directly to the feral node. This gate is unlike Tiamat's chaotic rifts, a testament to the Conclave's mastery over spatial manipulation. Preparations begin swiftly, Tiamat's loyal, monstrous legions stirring with a renewed, dark purpose. Conclave constructs, silent and efficient, materialize around the designated rift gate, awaiting orders. They are sleek, metallic drones, armed with energy projectors, designed for sterile, precise eradication. Tiamat observes them with a mixture of disdain and grudging respect for their cold, technological prowess. Her own forces, a chaotic mix of mutated beasts and conquered horrors, stand ready for the invasion. The air thickens with anticipation, a palpable tension before the plunge into the unknown, feral world. Rex, still restless in his valley, feels a profound disturbance, a ripple in the fabric of his reality. He senses the opening of the refined gate, its cold, artificial hum resonating through the rift web. His primal instincts scream warnings, a deep-seated aversion to the Conclave's sterile, encroaching order. He recognizes the signature of a new node, a place of immense, untamed savagery and endless conflict. It calls to his predatory spirit, a world of raw power, unburdened by civilization's weak constraints. He also senses Tiamat's presence near the gate, her power radiating with a strange, new, controlled intent. A flicker of betrayal, a hint of alliance with his sworn enemies, sparks a fresh surge of indignation. Rex growls, a low, ominous sound that vibrates through the very bones of his ancient, massive body. He will not be excluded from this hunt, nor will he tolerate the Conclave's insidious influence anywhere. His colossal form begins to move, shaking the foundations of his volcanic lair with each deliberate step. He tracks the faint, residual energy signature of the Conclave's gate, a cold trail across the cosmos. His mind, though primal, is keenly attuned to the nuances of the rift web, to the scent of new worlds. A will follow, not as Sanaji, but as a disruptive force, a chaotic counterpoint to their planned order. The Conclave's cleanup will become a brutal free-for-all, a true display of unrestrained, reptilian power. His massive jaws flex, a silent promise of destruction for anything that stands in his formidable path. Tiamat and her Conclave allies prepare to breach the threshold, their combined forces poised for invasion. The refined gate shimmers, revealing glimpses of the feral node's tormented, chaotic landscape beyond. Monstrous shadows flicker within the portal, the screams of primordial beasts echoing faintly through the rift. Tiamat takes her place at the head of her legions, the rift crown glowing with an eerie, controlled power. Conclave constructs arrange themselves in precise formations, their energy weapons humming with readiness. The air crackles with anticipation, a cold, calculated tension mingling with Tiamat's predatory excitement. She raises a clawed hand, a silent command for her forces to prepare for the inevitable, brutal onslaught. The Conclave Envoy, still a pillar of fractal light, oversees the coordinated, strategic deployment. Its presence adds a layer of cold, clinical efficiency to Tiamat's otherwise wild and destructive methods. They are a strange, unsettling alliance, bound by mutual interest, yet fundamentally opposed in nature. Tiamat's hunger for conquest, the Conclave's desire for multiversal stability, momentarily aligned here. The gate pulses, a final, inviting thrum before the coordinated assault on the feral, chaotic world begins. Just as Tiamat prepares to step through, a sudden, violent tearing sound erupts from a nearby space. A raw, untamed rift, jagged and uncontrolled, rips open beside the Conclave's perfectly crafted portal. It is a furious, uncontrolled gateway, pulsing with wild, untamed energy. A stark contrast to their order. Through its jagged maw, a colossal, scaled form lunges, its eyes burning with untamed, primordial fury. Rex, the Titan Tyrannosaurus, has arrived, uninvited and utterly defiant of their carefully laid plans. His presence is a seismic shock, a raw embodiment of chaos crashing into their orchestrated invasion. He ignores Tiamat and the Conclave, his gaze fixed on the feral node. A world of pure, unbridled savagery. The air crackles with his immense, untamed power, a force of nature unleashed upon their calculated strategy. He steps through his self-made rift into the heart of the feral node, a thunderous roar shaking reality. Rex is ready to wreck whatever order the Conclave and Tiamat dare to impose upon this wild, untamed world. His massive form disappears into the swirling chaos, leaving Tiamat and the Conclave constructs stunned. Tiamat's multiple heads recoil slightly, a flash of annoyance mixed with a grudging admiration for his defiance. The Conclave Envoy's fractal light flickers rapidly, processing the unexpected, chaotic intrusion by Rex. Their calculated mission, designed for sterile pruning, now faces the unpredictable fury of the Titan Rex. Rex has disrupted their carefully orchestrated plan, injecting raw, untamed violence into the equation. Tiamat lets out a frustrated growl, her alliance with Rex a volatile, unpredictable, and often infuriating bond. He is her blunt instrument, a force of nature, yet also a constant challenge to her imperial will and order. The Conclave constructs remain rigid, their programming struggling to account for such a rogue, powerful variable. Their mission parameters did not include the spontaneous, destructive arrival of an apex predator ally. Tiamat's gaze shifts from Rex's vanishing rift to the Conclave's pristine gate, a new glint in her eyes. She sees the inevitable clash, the chaos Rex will unleash, and a dangerous opportunity presents itself. The Conclave's cleanup now promises to be far more entertaining, a true test of their combined might, with a final, imperious snarl. Tiamat surges forward, her vast form plunging through the Conclave's gate. Her monstrous legions follow, a tide of scales, claws, and dark magic pouring into the feral node. The Conclave constructs, after a moment of algorithmic recalibration, follow with their own cold efficiency. The Envoy, a beacon of fractal light, is the last to pass through, its presence a chilling, silent judgment. They emerge into a world of perpetual twilight, choked by volcanic ash and strange, predatory flora. The ground beneath them is a shifting tapestry of jagged rock and pools of incandescent, chorusy balaba. The air is thick with the stench of sulfur and ozone, punctuated by the guttural roars of unseen beasts. Above, the sky is a permanent, bruised purple, rent by streaks of unnatural, crackling lightning. This is the feral node, a world consumed by an endless, brutal cycle of birth, death, and relentless combat. Monsters of grotesque design emerge from the shadows, their many eyes glowing with predatory hunger. They are chitinous horrors, multi-limbed aberrations, and hulking, muscle-bound titans, all seeking prey. The Conclave constructs immediately engage, their energy weapons carving paths of sterile destruction. Beams of pure light vaporize the monstrous creatures, leaving behind only scorched earth and lingering dust. Tiamat, however, revels in the raw, unbridled chaos, her multiple heads spitting elemental fury. Fire, ice, lightning, and corrosive venom erupt from her maws, engulfing hordes of berserker beasts. Her legions clash with the native monsters, a symphony of roars, screams, and rending flesh echoing wildly. This is a true test of her new alliance, a crucible of power and purpose, in a world of endless teeth. Suddenly, a colossal tremor shakes the ground, far more violent than the ongoing battle's cacophony. A mountain of twisted rock and ancient muscle bursts into view, tearing through a grove of predatory plants. Rex, a titan of primordial rage, charges through the landscape, a whirlwind of destruction in his wake. He is not merely fighting. He is asserting dominance, annihilating everything in his path with savage joy. He tears through a hulking, six-legged behemoth, its chitinous armor useless against his powerful jaws. His roars echo across the fractured plains, a challenge to every creature, every force in this wild world. The Conclave constructs hesitate, their precise targeting disrupted by Rex's indiscriminate rampage. He is a force of nature, unconcerned with their strategic objectives, only with his own brutal supremacy. Tiamat watches, a complex mix of exasperation and dark pride swirling within her ancient, draconian minds. Rex is undermining their cleanup mission, turning it into a gloriously messy, primal feast of destruction. The Conclave Envoy projects a warning to Tiamat, its light pulsing with a hint of digital frustration. The rogue entity is deviating from optimal pruning protocols. Empress, it causes excessive collateral damage. Tiamat merely snorts, a plume of acrid smoke rising from one of her maws, ignoring their sterile concerns. She understands Rex's raw, untamed spirit. It is a reflection of her own unyielding, conquering will. His method is not efficiency, but absolute, terrifying dominance, a philosophy she deeply respects. The feral node trembles under the combined, yet discordant, might of Tiamat's invasion and Rex's rampage. Conclave constructs fire upon larger threats, attempting to restore some semblance of order to the chaos. But Rex is a whirlwind, attacking anything that moves, often inadvertently destroying Conclave targets. His sheer, overwhelming power is undeniable, a brute force solution to the node's berserker problem. Tiamat finds herself enjoying the spectacle, the pure, unadulterated savagery of the Titan Rex. This joint operation is less a coordinated effort and more a collision of cosmic powers and primal instincts. The feral world is being torn apart, not pruned, but utterly annihilated by the two colossal beings. Tiamat's legions, inspired by Rex's ferocity, fight with renewed, bloodthirsty vigor against the native beasts. The Conclave Envoy observes, its fractal light dimming slightly, perhaps in digital dismay at the inefficiency. This mission, meant to solidify their pact, exposes the fundamental differences between their approaches. One seeks controlled eradication. The other, glorious, unrestrained, absolute destruction and dominance. Rex lets out another earth-shattering roar, tearing a colossal, tentacled creature in half with ease. His eyes gleam with a wild, triumphant light, reveling in the visceral act of primal, unyielding conquest. He is a force of chaos, a living embodiment of the untamed multiverse, and he follows no master. Tiamat smiles, a predatory, terrifying expression, recognizing the kindred spirit in the raging titan. The Conclave Envoy, however, remains a silent, calculating observer, its data streams flowing endlessly. This trial is proving to be far more complex than their algorithms had initially predicted or accounted for. The feral node's destruction continues, a symphony of roars, explosions, and shattering, monstrous forms. Tiamat and Rex, though fighting separately, are united in their desire to utterly dominate this world. The Conclave's presence is a cold, clinical counterpoint to the raw, visceral power unleashed around them. As the battle rages, the Worldwalker watches, a silent witness to the unfolding, chaotic ballet of power. They understand the deep chasm between Conclave's sterile order and Rex's primal, untamed freedom. This alliance is a fragile thing, built on shifting sands of convenience and conflicting, vast ambitions. The feral node slowly succumbs, its monstrous ecology unable to withstand the onslaught of such titans. Tiamat's power grows with each fallen foe, the Rift Crown absorbing the dying energies of the world. Rex, satiated for now, stands amidst a mountain of crushed, grotesque corpses, his chest heaving. The Conclave constructs continue their systematic eradication, clearing remnants with cold precision. The mission is nearing its end, the feral node reduced to a barren, lifeless husk of its former self. Tiamat surveys the desolation, a grim satisfaction settling upon her ancient, conquering spirit. The Conclave Envoy approaches, its light now steady, its message a cold, pragmatic assessment. The node is pruned, Empress. The efficacy of our alliance is, despite variables, confirmed. Tiamat merely grunts, glancing at Rex, who ignores them all, sniffing the air for any remaining prey. The alliance is forged, a dangerous pact between cosmic order and primordial, conquering chaos. But the true cost of this Iron Pact remains unseen, awaiting its inevitable, terrible revelation. The next chapter in the Crusade of the Rift Crown now begins, shrouded in dark, uncertain futures.